Hello, and welcome to the Institute of Future Technology, where we're building on the past to make the future today.
Hi, I'm Darlene Vogel, ex-employee of the Institute of Future Technology, and you are watching HollywoodToyz.
Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to HollywoodToyz, the only place where you can live the movies. I am your host, Majik Mike, and welcome to my channel, where I do travel and entertainment vlogs, where I cover theme parks, comic and horror cons, movies, celebrities, action figures, video games, and more. And I also have some pretty cool action figure and movie merch as well. So be sure to subscribe to the channel, as well as hit that notification bell so you won't miss out on any future videos or new product releases. And now, it's magic time. Welcome back to another HorrorCon vlog adventure, which brings us back to Tampa at the Florida State Fairgrounds, where, as usual, they had lots of great horror merchandise vendors, tattoo artists, as well as a ton of celebrity special guests, such as Matthew Lillard, Shannon Elizabeth, David Arquette, James Remar, Violet McGraw, and the man, the myth, the legend himself, Biff Tannen, aka Mr. Tom Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scaradise Tampa 2026. Alright folks, we made it inside the building to Scaradise 2026. Who do we have for our crazy cast of characters for today? Besides me, we have over here on the right corner Jenna Canal, Anna Lore, Violet McGraw, Madeline McGraw. I guess they must be sisters. I didn't know that. Miguel Mora, Jeremy Davies, Noah Goretti from Fear Street. We got Ruby Modine, Ethan Embry. What else? We also got Jeremy Connor and a whole bunch of other people I've never heard of. But they're in the house and they're here to take care of their fans, such as you guys that come here today. And then on the opposite corner, look at the crowds, ready to get a selfie and or autograph with their favorite stars. We got Hayden Panettiere over there. We've got James Remar, just to name a couple. And the man, the myth, the legend himself, Tom Wilson, aka Biff Tannen from the Back to the Future trilogy. And of course, another fan favorite is Dave Arquette. He is here. And we also got Shannon Elizabeth in the house over there, and Alicia Witz. And we got Mick Foley over here holding it down.
So we're gonna see who we can run into today, who we can meet, who we can greet, and talk to, and hang out with. So let's see what kind of trouble we can get into today. Well, maybe not trouble, but shenanigans, fananigans. Let's go check it out.
First meet and greet on my wish list. Being a huge fan of the Fast and Furious franchise, I could not pass the opportunity to meet the legendary and iconic actor, Mr. James Remar.
Hey, James Remar here, and Majik Mike. Welcome to Majik Mike's YouTube channel, HollywoodToyz, with a Z at the end. Tune in, enjoy. There's Majik Mike, and your pal James Remar.
Next up, star of the horror mega movie hit, Megan. The very sweet and super adorable Miss Violet McGraw.
Hi, I'm Violet McGraw, and you were watching HollywoodToyz.
Next up, the very talented, very sweet, and of course, super gorgeous, Miss Shannon Elizabeth, star of Jay and Silent Bob and the American Pie franchise. She did meet and greets, as well as a Q&A panel. So let's go check it out.
For that, we don't have to get into that if you don't want to.
I mean, wild, I don't know if they were wild. I don't even know if I remember what a lot of them were. I know I did a Sunny D commercial. I think I did a commercial for I think it was German, and I think there were aliens, but I don't remember what it was for. Chocolate, maybe?
Well, there were some other ones that, you know what?
Oh, you've got something specific in mind.
Well, we definitely don't have
I want to hear about that, because I don't know if I even know what you're aiming
Wasn't there
for.
one that was like, you did a commercial for hygiene products or something along those lines?
One of my first modeling gigs.
Oh, modeling gigs, yes, that was what it was. And
One
it was
of
a
my
print
first modeling magazine, pieces in a magazine was for Cramps. Yes.
That's the one that it was.
I don't even know how you knew that.
Because I do my research.
I don't even remember making that a thing. But yeah, I was so proud of it because I didn't have any magazine tear sheets yet. But I think it was just me drinking a bottle of water in a workout outfit. And it was, I don't have cramps.
So we go straight from that to American Pie, your first major movie acting role. And you stated at the time you didn't think that it was going to be that big of a movie. At what point did you go, holy crap, this might be something that's going to define where my career trajectory might go from here?
It's somewhere in the build-up to the film. I got a call to do, I got a 3-picture deal with Miramax. And that was, I think, finalized just before the premiere. So, and then the premiere was such a big premiere. I mean, I don't even think to date I've hardly been to a premiere like that before. It was amazing. So it was during that build-up that we're like, oh, there's something here. There's a reason that I'm now getting more work, but nobody had seen the movie yet. So I think as an actor, you always try to get your next couple of jobs in the can before one comes out. And that was my version of it, I guess. I just got really lucky.
So do you feel like you had a movie premiere that had that same vibe and energy that you did for that American Pie for that first one, or do you feel like that one was very unique and specific to itself?
I think that was unique and very specific. I mean, I don't have all the memories of it. I have just very limited memories. But people tell me that were in the car with me were like, no, you were super nervous. And I don't remember that. But I remember we drove up and you could hear from about a block away, everyone cheering and yelling. And we're like, what is that? Oh, that's the premiere. It was amazing. So when you pulled up, it was just this huge red carpet flooded with people everywhere. And there were so many recognizable actors there that we all as actors looked up to and had watched for years and years. We couldn't believe they were there. So it was quite a big thing. It was amazing to be a part of that.
So from American Pie, one of the movies you did after that was Jay and Silent Bob.
Yes.
And Scaradise favorite, Kevin Smith, he was here before, such a great guy. One of the things that you said about that movie was that you felt intimidated coming in because they were a cast that was so close-knit. At what point did you feel like you had been embraced by them and became a part of the Jay and Silent Bob family?
You know, I don't think I ever necessarily felt that while I was filming, because and almost on purpose, because Kevin knew that I felt a little outside the group, but the character was outside the group as well. So we kind of went with that, and we kept it that way. You know, like it just kind of worked for the dynamic. So yeah, I mean, he and I had a lot of really personal chats during filming about how I was feeling and what was going on, and the dynamic just worked that way, so we kind of just let it be.
Now, have you had any contact with Kevin Smith since that time to see who he is as a person now? He seems like after his major medical scare, he's had a big epiphany about how he carries himself as well.
Now, you told me you did your research. I just left Tampa and came back into Tampa on a cruise with Kevin Smith a week ago.
Well, you know what? I did my research, but my research, maybe I did it 10 days ago. How about that? That's amazing.
Okay, yeah, no, there was a Norwegian cruise that it was a Jay and Silent Bob cruise, but it was the second one they've done. And yeah, Jay and Silent Bob were there. Kevin was there with his whole family. And we cruised to Cozumel. Luckily, we left the day before all this other Mexico stuff in the news started happening. But yeah, we had an amazing time. It was full of fans. We did a couple of table reads. One of them was for a new comic that he's written.
Awesome.
Yeah. And the other is we did the first 50 pages of a new film that he's written.
That's exciting.
Yeah, so it is really exciting. He's working hard. He was given, for all intents and purposes, a second chance at life. So he is making the most of it. I mean, there's so many gifts he's given this world, even since he had that scare.
Very much
so all of this stuff we would be without. So his guardian angels, the universe, everyone knew he had a lot more to share with the world.
So after your time with Jay and Silent Bob, well before you went on this cruise, in the middle somewhere there, you also had that 70s show. And in my research, seemed like you felt very similar in that 70s show as you did with Jay and Silent Bob, where you have an established cast and you're coming in from the outside. Was the reaction of that cast any different to the Jay and Silent Bob cast at that time, or?
So that was actually what I remember saying most of all, was that I was scared to go into this group of kids that were all like best friends and working together for a long time. And so I made sure, I think it was show night, I brought everyone lots of gifts. And I just tried to buy everyone, here's gifts for everybody. But I tried really, really hard, because I'm also the girl that was super shy in school, and the way, even after school I modeled, and I was the shy girl that didn't talk to anyone. And I remember I was living in Dallas in a model's apartment. I'd never done anything really like that. And because I was shy, quite often it would just take me a while to warm up to people, and I would just be on my own. And then one night, as I started to warm up, I went out with a group of the girls. And one of them said to me, "Oh, you're really sweet, you're really cool. We thought you were such a bitch because you wouldn't talk to us." I was like, "Oh, because I'm shy." And I realized that my shyness was coming across the wrong way, and I really had to start opening myself up in a different way, even if I was uncomfortable, because I didn't want to come across that way. And that was the first time I had realized, there's all these little life lessons that happen that change you from that point forward, and that's something that always stuck with me, is that I had to really work at opening up. So when I turn it on and I'm welcoming people somewhere or working, it's really it's almost like a switch in my head. I turn it on. Otherwise, I'm just really shy and quiet and sit in the corner. And so going back to that 70s show, I had to turn it on, but I also had to respect the boundaries of each person, you know, and it was just a feeling out process, I guess. But it never hurts to bring gifts.
Remember that, Scaradise. Remember that. Okay, so we're going to now move to a movie that's probably a little more Scaradise type of movie, which is so far outside of what you had done previously, which was Night of the Demon.
Okay, yeah.
That movie, when I watched it, I'm like, I rewatched that and I'm like, you do some stuff in that movie that is so far outside of anything else you've ever done. You get to be a demon, you get to wear crazy prosthetics, you get to rip your friend's entire face off and throw it on the floor. It was wild. Can you talk about your experience on that set and how different it was from the other things you have done previously?
I don't know if you want me to go with the fantasy or if you want me to spoil the fantasy for you here.
I know that a lot of times it's body doubles and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean that you're not, you know, still a part of the process.
Well,
pull that curtain back for everybody.
When you see my face, it's me. When you see prosthetics, it wasn't me. They actually brought someone in to do all of the part that you're talking about. So sorry,
Well,
it wasn't me.
Well, here's the thing.
But you know, it was my character.
It was your character, and I can tell you one of the things that I noticed about that movie more that really made me go back and look at other things. And you might find this as an odd comparison, but I promise you this is a positive comparison. If you ever watch a Jack Black movie, no matter what movie it is, you're like, that's Jack Black playing this character, and you can feel the energy and the warmth in him in anything he does.
Yeah.
Even in that movie, I see the exact same person that's right here. In that movie, you're smiling. There's just a happiness, no matter what the movie is. Is that an accurate way to encapsulate how you are when you're in front of the camera? That you were just happy to be in front of that camera doing that role?
Absolutely. I love working. I love acting. I love being on set and working with a great crew and director and cast. I think that's me, but sometimes it's not the character, so I have to reel it back. If I take it back to like when I first started modeling, I fell into modeling. I didn't want to model, but I knew I wanted to act. And models did commercials and actors did commercials, so I kind of just went with it, hoping to get to the acting. And I had a choice when I was modeling to either go to Europe and build your book, and you know, Europe and Paris and all that, it's not smiling. It's walking the runway. It's like, what is that, blue ice or whatever? Like it's that kind of look. It's not smiling. Or I could go to Japan, Taiwan, Hong Kong, and do a lot of catalog work, and that's smiling. And I was like, oh, I think I'll do better at that because I don't do well at the other thing at all. And my parents had made it clear, like, we've put money aside for you that you can use for this, but when it's gone, you have to come home. And I'm like, okay, which one makes more money? Oh, the catalogs. I'll do the catalog stuff. That works out well. So, I mean, and at first I was quite crap at the catalog stuff. I didn't know what posing was. I remember going to Taiwan, and after one day of, you would literally go casting all day, maybe 10 of them. And all they wanted you to do was put on the clothes and hit poses. And I'm like, what do you mean hit poses? Like, you try on the clothes and pose. And I was in tears by the end of the day. I didn't know what to do. And one girl took me aside and she said, you make it a dance. And you come up with 6 or 8 poses and you hit them like a dance, and you do that every single audition. And then I started booking everything. I'm like, once she taught me that, I'm like, oh, that's amazing. Like, it's a little dance and it flows, and that's one of those things I never forgot again.
I love it. So those of you in the audience may not know the different things that she's done in her life outside of acting and modeling. One of the coolest things was you actually are a pretty well-known poker player. you had your time where you actually were on the tour, so to speak, as far as that goes?
Yeah, so I fell into poker to raise money for my charity. And that was the only, like, I literally learned how to play. I played other card games growing up with my grandmother, but never No Limit Texas Hold'em, which was ironic because I grew up in Texas and I'd never heard of this. But they asked me to go on this show. This was at the beginning of the whole poker boom, and Bravo did Celebrity Poker Showdown, and they said, just for going on, you get $5,000 to your charity. I'm like, I'm in, but I don't know how to play. And so the producer took me backstage and he said, here's what's gonna happen. Here's a flop returning a river. This is gonna happen. You get 2 cards, you bet, and that's it. I'm like, okay. So I was first out. I was horrible. I didn't know what I was doing. But then another show happened, and then somebody else taught you stuff, and then the pros started teaching the actors, and the actors were hanging out with the pros, and it was just this weird juxtaposition. Like, it was just this weird thing where we all started wanting to do the other person's job, I guess, and like getting better. And then somewhere along the way, I'm like, oh, this is not about the cards. This is psychology. This is like reading people and reading what's happening. It's the psychological aspect. I'm like, oh, I really like this game now. I didn't like it at first. I'm like, you get 2 cards, you don't discard and draw. Like, I didn't get it. And then I was like, this is really fun. And I just happened to start getting these opportunities to represent different companies and play for them. And I was playing with their money and I wasn't spending my money. And I'm like, this is win-win. I was making money for me, I was making money for the charity, I was not bothering my agent when I didn't have an audition. Like, this was amazing. So I just kind of played on the pro circuit for a while. I never said I was a pro, and I've never said I'm good at it. But I did play on the circuit without my money and had a lot of fun, and I had a few good, like, turnouts. So, you know, if somebody says to me, oh, you were a pro player, and they say it in front of a pro player, they laugh at me. And I'm like, please don't say that in front of the pros, because I've never said that. I just kind of pretended for a while.
Well, you obviously pretended well if you did it for the amount of time that you did. So.
I tried, and I wish I was better at it, and I wish I could just take a year and shadow one of the pros and just get better at it. But I have so many other things like that I want to do and that I am doing that I'm like, I don't know if the universe wants me to do that. I would love to do it, but I don't know if the universe wants me to, but maybe one day.
The most important thing in your life right now, I feel like I can say this from a, you know, it started in LA with dogs and cats.
Yeah.
It's now in a whole other part of the world. Do you want to tell people where you're at right now and why you're there?
I've been basically living in South Africa and running the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation. We work with wildlife, and we've been setting up a sanctuary, and we're in the process of expanding the sanctuary. So.
And this sanctuary doesn't have like lizards. This sanctuary, tell them the main animals. That some of the pictures, I'm like, wow, this is intense. What's one of your main animals?
Well, we have a blind black rhino named Nunu that we take care of, and he's absolutely incredible and inspiring and amazing. And we have some incredible supporters here that have really made a difference in his life. So yeah, he's our love.
So from American Pie to Night of the Demons to being an amateur, or are there any pro poker players here? Pro poker player, to having this foundation, that is a very fruitful and colorful life that you've led so far.
Well, I've always felt like that my mission on the planet is to save animals. It's to work with animals, help animals, and make a difference. So I just look at acting as giving me the opportunity and the platform to do that. And I feel like that's why I've been blessed with some of the amazing films I've gotten to be in. But it's all about doing something bigger than yourself and doing something for the planet, and that's my mission.
So before we get to Barbara's question, one last thing on this. If there's something that people want to do to help your foundation, what would they do is there a way they can contribute to part of your foundation?
Yeah, ShannonElizabeth.org is our website. And there's so many things we need that, you know, not everyone can give financially, but there's a lot of services. There, you know, if somebody is a lawyer, an accountant, you know, there's so many amazing things, web designers, social media, it all helps, it all costs, you know, even airline miles make a difference because there's a lot of like back and forth we have to do for fundraising. And I mean, this year we have started planning a big fundraiser in Las Vegas during the World Series of Poker. And it's one of the poker pros that helps us put it together. So it'll be right before the main event. And it'll be the Rhino Rumble.
I love how you find ways to weave that thread through everything you do. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, without further ado, we're going to go to the question from Barbara.
Hi, my name.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi.
Oh no, Barbara, you're going to be on the big screen now, so just know it. You're up there.
Embrace it.
Okay. First, I'd like to say my heart goes out to you and all those of you who take care of the global biomes at the passing of Dr. Jane Goodall. I mean, we lost.
Yeah, we lost a great one then.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
she was called home.
Yeah.
Okay, so with your foundation and protecting what you can with what you have, what has been the biggest pitfall of getting it off the ground and keeping it there? And what, when you are in South Africa, your very favorite thing to do?
Okay, the biggest like obstacle of getting it off the ground and going is honestly it's just money. I mean, we're in the process of trying to expand the sanctuary. We have some really good LOIs with local partners that need certain things that they would like to work with us, and we are working on being able to expand to work with them. And it's just a financial thing. So we're continuing on and we're doing what we can with what we've got and hoping that the universe brings what we need as we go. So that's probably the hardest thing. And then my favorite thing to do in South Africa, I would say it's just to be out at the sanctuary with Munu in nature. There's nothing like being out there. And whether it's with him or any of the other majestic wild animals, just being in the bush with nothing else around you but the sounds of nature. I can't explain it, but it's just majestical. It changes you and it's grounding and it's lovely to just breathe and inhale, exhale, and just be. Like there's something really special about being in the bush. Thank you for your question.
Next up, come on up here and don't hesitate to bend the mic down because obviously I don't want you to have to try to jump up to that thing. You need to bend it down or pull the, you can actually take the mic and kind of tilt it downwards. There you go.
Hi.
What's your name?
Gabriella.
Gabriella, what's your question for Miss Shannon Elizabeth?
What was your favorite part about 13 Ghosts?
Ooh, my favorite part about 13 Ghosts. You look amazing, by the way. You look really good. It was working with Tony Shalhoub. He is such an incredible actor, incredible person. And being able to play his daughter, we're both Lebanese, which was a lot of fun, that we actually had that connection. And I remember flying back and forth to Canada with him. And we were constantly talking about little rewrites or little things we could pitch to the director and things we could do. And for me, I mean, I was still quite young and he was listening to my thoughts and my opinions, and I was just like, I was like, I worshipped him. He was amazing, and he, at that point, that's when you're just like, you're not worthy, you know, like to be able to be with these incredible people and actors, and working with him is something I'll never forget, and I really hope I get to do it again one day. Thank you.
So I really wanted to ask you kind of about the difference between going from like scary movie to doing something like like comedy.
I just was getting to do different roles. You know, it was really the first time in my life that I was being offered like roles, and I wasn't going out and fighting for them, but I was kind of getting to choose what roles were coming in, and to be able to accept roles like both of those was just an incredible time for me. And with Scary Movie, I mean, he let us play and have fun and try things and like just improv. He let us improv and have fun because he just wanted it to be funny. So that was incredible. And then to play something that was a bit more serious and with such seasoned actors as well. I mean, we had Tony, we had Matthew, we had all these incredible actors on set. I mean, I was just really honored to be there. And I mean, I remember really funny moments of some of the ghosts, because they have to be there really early to get into all of their makeup. And I have one really vivid memory of the Hammer. And he was sitting off to the side, smoking a cigarette, reading the paper. Like, I'm like, this is so weird and surreal. And I don't have any photos from any of that, but it was amazing. I'm like, okay. This is not supposed to happen, because I'm picturing, because I was actually really scared a lot of the time because I was in that mode of being scared. I'm like, I can't be scared of you right now. It was so cool though. I had so much fun.
Thank you for everything you do, and I'll be cosplaying at the Jackal tomorrow, so I'll be seeing you table.
Cool, please.
Yes,
That's amazing.
absolutely.
I can't wait to see it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
I'm Nicole, and I actually do dog rescue, and I was curious, for you, what was the most interesting rescue you've ever taken in out of any of your animals?
Oh my goodness. Thank you for doing rescue. That's amazing. That's very admirable. And, you know, there's a rescue that stands out in my head because she became mine. I got a call one day that this girl's mom lived next door to some people that they had a dog, and they had gotten another dog that was like a young boxer mix. But she would see them beat her with the metal end of a water hose constantly, and they were constantly yelling at her going, why can't you be like the other dog? She was just young and not trained. And it went on, and the mom couldn't take it anymore. And so my friend called me and told me what was going on. And I probably shouldn't, but I just instinctually said, all right, you're gonna steal the dog. And, sorry, sometimes you have to. But what ended up happening was, I talked her through this whole thing of what to do, or what I thought. I was like, look, does the dog stay in the yard? What happens? And so what ended up happening is that she went over there, and they had left the dogs in the yard. I probably shouldn't say this, but it's so long ago, I can't get in trouble now. I don't know. But they had left the dogs in the yard, and she just opened the gate and took the dog. And the mom called them and said, look, I came home and your gate was open and both dogs were out. I was able to get one of them back, and I couldn't get the other one. I'm sorry. They never cared. They did not care at all. She became my dog. She was unbelievable, the sweetest. She was this big boxer pit mix. Her eyes, she had to get lenses in her eyes because her eyes were off because of how much they were beating her when she was a baby. And she had so many problems. I think this was just one of these like lifetimes for her where she had a lot of problems, but she was unbelievable. She fit in with my pack. She became one of my best dogs. So, I mean, I loved her. Her name was Katie. So yeah, that's one that stands out in my head.
That was a great question with a very interesting answer behind it.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? What's your name?
Good, how you doing? My name is Sean, and I know you've been in a bunch of movies and stuff, and I just want to know, like, of all the genres of movies, what's your favorite? Comedy, drama, or horror?
It's hard to say just one favorite, but I really love making people laugh. So there's something about comedy, like when it's a great comedy, it's well written, and you can just, I mean, when you're having a hard time making it because you're laughing so much at each other. There's just something so great about that, and I think we live in a very heavy world at the moment with a lot of controversy, and to be able to escape into something where you just have fun and laugh and nothing else matters, I think we need that. So I like comedy.
Yeah, we need comedy more than ever.
Yeah, we do. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next up, coming up here to the mic. What's your name? Make sure you come all the way up. There you go.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Hi.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, first thing, my name's Michelle, and I just want to say, what is up, my sister?
What is up, my sister?
Second of all, I just want to say thank you for your work. That's it. I just really nice to be able to do that. I think that we have to do. I keep track of like what's going on in Florida, and a lot of our conservation locations and areas in those groups are actually supervising development. A lot of corporations are buying land and trying to basically destroy habitats. Yeah. For the average Floridian, it's like all that news can be overwhelming. Do you have any advice as for like the general population here as to like how we can get started or just do basic help?
It is overwhelming. It absolutely is. And I think starting local, starting with something that you know and love. I mean, I started with dogs and cats because that's all I knew. And I went around and visited a lot of rescues and just decided I wanted to do it myself. But I think that going around and meeting people, understanding the work they're doing and seeing what you're drawn to and just learning. You know, it's just about, if it's conservation, it's learning about conservation in the area, because like what I know in South Africa might not apply to Florida. You know, it's all very different. And you find the organizations that you think are doing good work. You have to kind of make sure that the money's going to the right place. I think it's really important. You don't want to work with, founders that take big salaries. That's something to look for. I don't take a salary at all for my charity, so I look for things like that. People that are doing good work that are, you know, and to me it's the smaller organizations. The small local organizations are the ones making a real difference. I've always stayed away from the big ones because they're the ones that become these corporate machines, and it's the small ones that need the help, so start there. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, last question from the audience coming up here. This is going to be the best question ever. No pressure. What's your name?
Oh, hi. I'm great.
Oh, thank you. It's very sweet. Thank you.
So, regarding your question that you had with that guy about the comedy and how you enjoy it so much, I was wondering if you would ever come back for a scary movie again?
Absolutely. I would come back for any of these movies. I've had such a great time doing them. I would absolutely come back.
Okay, yeah.
13 Ghosts, yeah.
Yeah, 13.
Give me 14 ghosts. Give me
14 Ghosts, 15, 15, 16. Who's got 16?
It was like about the bum and the hobo.
Get away from me, you bum. Ew.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so before we head out, there's one last thing I want to talk about. So at one point, you were on Celebrity Big Brother.
I was.
What was it like going from playing a character in front of a camera to having a reality show film you as Shannon Elizabeth? How was that transition for you?
Well, I mean, are we talking that question or are we talking that show specifically? Because they're kind of...
Whatever version of that question you would like to answer, let's go for it.
See, the thing is, I'm a big fan of the show and I'm very competitive to my own detriment. So I couldn't hold back, which was my problem. I should have held back and blended in. So my new goal to redo it is to get on Traders. I love Traders. And it would be so much fun. I think I'd be out really fast because they'd say, oh, she's an actress and a poker player. She's got to be a trader. So I would probably want to be a faithful and see how far I could get. Because at first I was like, I want to be a trader. But I'm like, no, it's too obvious and I'll go out really quick. And then I'll feel really bad if I make it to the end. So I think I'd rather be a faithful now that I've watched it a lot. And, you know, if I get recruited, I get recruited. But let's see if I can even get that far. It'd just be fun. I was in Scotland last year and it's beautiful. But please don't make me jump in the cold water. Like that, I'm not good with cold water, but I would really like to do traders.
You know, every single person that does a reality show that just heard this is gonna be like, we gotta get the ice tank out for her.
Right. Never, if they interview you for a show and they say, what are your biggest fears? Never tell them, because that's gonna be what they do.
My biggest fear is winning all the money.
Yeah. It's like, remember Fear Factor? I think everybody did pre-interviews about their biggest phobias, which, I mean, of course they're gonna make you do it now. Don't tell them what it is. Make something up that you don't care about. And it's, yeah, you gotta like be a psychological little machine there, like outwit the producers. Thank you guys, thank you for being here, thank you for all your questions.
Thank you all so much.
Thank you for being a fan. Thank you.
One more time for Miss Shannon Elizabeth!
So I also checked out some pretty cool vendors at the show who had some pretty cool Hollywood toys of their own.
Well, let's see what kind of Hollywood toys they have here today. Got some NECA stuff. We got Megan. One of these days, this will make it to my collection. I already have this guy right here in the collection. I'll be doing a detailed review on that soon. We got Jason Voorhees, of course. The ultimate jigsaw. Ooh. Another saw. Ooh. In the red robe. Ah. All that good stuff. Halloween 2. Nice. Which Chucky are you? Oops. House of 1,000 Corpses. And a lot of classic stuff as well. An assigned hand prop. This is Big E's Collectibles, horror and movie memorabilia of all kinds. And masks. Oh yeah. And posters. La 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 la. Oh yeah. I like it. I like it a lot. I just may have to shop with them online and add some of my to my collection, because I think they have quite a few on my my want list, my wish list. Let's make it happen. Well, look at these savory characters. They got Jareth from the Labyrinth and the creepy head guys. This is really some awesome work, I gotta say. I like seeing creative artwork such as this. Real, three-dimensional, and in your face. That's what I say. Oh yeah.
And I saved the best for last. Of course, being a mega Back to the Future fan, I couldn't pass on the opportunity to do a personal meet and greet and shake the hand of Back to the Future legend and nicest guy in the world, Mr. Tom Wilson. Another HollywoodToyz dream come true, being able to meet Biff Tannen himself and live the movies. Scaradise vlog has been completed.
Well guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, then please subscribe to the channel for more videos like this one. And leave me some comments. Give it a thumbs up and share the video. You can also follow me on all of my other social media, as well as visit the HollywoodToyz online store. The links to those are in the description box below. Now stay tuned for even more amazing HollywoodToyz videos right after this. And to everyone out there watching, Good, my Uber is finally here. So this is Majik Mike reminding you to live for your family and friends, live your best life, and live the movies. You're late. Have you no concept of time?